So my name is Suzanne Fogarty. My name tag did not stick to my dress, and then I met somebody new tonight, and I had it here, and then somehow my hair took it away, and so my first impression was this person pulling it out of my hair, so hence here I am. Very happy to see you all here tonight. This is a really special occasion for children's movement moving into Generation Human Rights. And so I want to say a few thank yous to start. I want to thank Sally and Serge for opening their home to us and hosting this event. Clearly, this is a beautiful space. I would like to thank Ron and David for their words and their deep experience with this organization, with Alana from the very beginning. So I'd like to give them a round of applause as well. And Anna, very inspiring. I'm going to come back to you later, but let's just do it again, please. So this is about Generation Human Rights and how I came to it, and so that is inextricably connected to Alana Haviv and our work together. And Alana and I have known each other for about 5 years, and I met her through a parent at Berkeley Carroll. I'm the head of the high school, and about 5 years ago, I really wanted to introduce some aspect of human rights into our curriculum, and I wanted our students to be involved in the United Nations Student Conference on Human Rights. And so I sat down with a colleague and interested students, there were about 15 of them, and I realized that we actually, even though we were experienced educators, had been in the classroom for years, did not have the language of human rights. We didn't really know how to describe the Declaration of Human Rights, the Declaration of the Rights of the Child, all these things that the students were wondering about and thinking about in preparation for this conference. And so lucky for me, I had a parent who connected me to Alana, and I brought her to Berkeley Carroll, and she taught the students, she worked with them and prepared them for this conference, and then did so for 4 years right after that. What that sparked in me as an educator was, one, I was learning a lot about the United Nations, and that was important, and also that there was a gap in our curriculum. I think that, in the years that I've worked with her, what I have realized is, well, one, human rights is very important to me, but it's not really in our history books. It's not really in the core curriculum. It exists a little bit outside of it. There's an elective here and there, but it doesn't have the importance and focus and centrality that it should have in our independent schools and in our public schools. And so as an educator, that's really been eating away at me for a little while. So I joined the board 2 years ago because I really wanted to be involved in movement forward and really bringing the Telling History Project box into schools. So some of what you have seen here is part of the curriculum that has been developed over the time that Alana has been working in classrooms in public schools in the city. And what you'll discover from this incredible tool, is that it provides depth. It provides detail. It provides research. So Alana referenced before that here we are at this turning point in our country where public schools are really thinking that they need to mandate human rights. But what does that mean, having human rights in your curriculum, when it still exists outside of it? So here we are at this point, and Generation Human Rights has got this incredible tool that we are finishing up. Of course, I'm up here to ask for money, you realize that. Yeah, because part of that is we still have some curriculum units to complete. I think there are 3 or 4, and we have a number for that we're really going to meet. And once that is complete, then we are going to get it into these schools, because things take time, governments take their time, and education in schools can be very slow with change. And there is this gap that is pretty broad, pretty wide, that we need to close. And the Telling History Project box is a tool for teachers that would be an incredible way to close that. So they have the language, they have the depth of the research, they also have the benefit of this curriculum being written by Alana and a team of educators who don't just know how to teach in the classroom, they teach outside the classroom. So she has been in Bosnia, she did really great work post 9/11 in public schools, and then most recently last year with Hurricane Sandy. So New York City has become in some ways a laboratory for this work, where Alana and a team of colleagues who have put this curriculum together are not just teaching the intellectual aspect of it. They're teaching the emotional aspect of it. What does it mean to be in a place of crises? How do you help students understand that to understand something intellectually requires empathy? And that's what this project provides. And so clearly I feel very strongly about this, and Berkeley Carroll has benefited from it, but what we really want to do is to get this into public schools in New York City in the next year. And we're working very hard to complete the box and then to push this forward. What I'd like to do now is do an ask, which is to get this done, we need financial help. We need support. We need your interest, of course. That's wonderful. But we can't move forward unless we have the money to complete the Telling History box. And so that may be that you're going to contribute $100, or it may be that you're going to contribute $10,000. And we hope that you will join us in our earnest efforts to get this out there. And I would say that this is urgent work. Our world is moving too quickly, too rapidly. Too many things are happening in our world that are human rights abuses, left and right. And there is some truth to that. History just replays itself. And so until we can educate young people about this and prioritize that, then things are just not going to happen. So before I move on, and I want to close with coming back to Anna and how inspiring she is, I'd like to have the members of the Generation Human Rights Board raise their hand when I call off their name, because they have spent a great deal of time, effort, and also financially contributing to moving this project forward. Alex Ohanian, can you raise your hand? Okay. These are people that I want you to go and talk to and learn more about the work that we're doing. So after we close, please have more wine, have more beer, have more water, have more sushi, whatever it is, but find these people in the room. Brenda Galland, right here. Renee Chirot. Roseanne Hartfield. Great. Greg Ayers. Christy Cobb, and John Bennett. Right. Please seek those people out. They know a lot about what we're doing. They can tell you a lot more in great detail. But I want to come back to why we're really here tonight, which is hearing Anna's story, because our name is Generation Human Rights, and we're talking about education for young people. And I really feel, Anna and I spoke on the phone last week, and we were brainstorming and learning from each other, and I was like, don't say this, I'll say this, you say this. And here she is. Incredible, right? 4th grade, high school, Georgetown, Columbia, founding a chapter of Generation Human Rights at Georgetown. She embodies the spirit of this organization. She's the future. And as a teacher, I have aspects of human rights in the classes that I teach. And I had the pleasure of David Rode, who Alana introduced me to, and Ron Haviv have both come to Berkeley Carroll and really shared their work with our students. And the students are completely captivated, they're interested, and then there is this feeling of defeat. What can we do? How can we change this? It's too big. Yes, it's big, but you can change it. And Anna is a perfect example of moving that mission forward. The more we educate and we use the tools that this organization provides, the more Annas that we have. Really. So please mingle, mix, meet all these different people I just introduced, and please support us. Thank you.